Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your 15th HTML5 tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're going to be covering more information about that flexible box model, the future of web design. So let's go ahead and under our body tag, we need to add another div. And remember, this main div that surrounded our entire website was called Big Wrapper. So just go ahead and copy that and no, that isn't a wrap group. Let's go ahead and copy that and add some properties to this beast. Now before we even begin, I want to show you guys our website right here. If you run and launch this in Google Chrome, we can see that, okay, didn't want to launch that. Run and launch this beast in Google Chrome. We can see that basically our website is centered right now. So let's go ahead and style a bunch of this. And again, the reason it is centered, because of the last tutorial, we centered the contents inside everything. So now I can finally go on to this big wrapper. Now the first property we want to set is max width. Now again, like I said, we are going to be designing a website that changes in width depending on how big your browser is. So if you have a small browser like a cell phone, it's going to be a skinny website. If you have a big browser like a widescreen computer, then it's going to be a wide website. However, we want a maximum width. We don't want this website to be 3,000 pixels wide. So we're going to set a max width of, let's say, 1,000 pixels, and this will just give us some form of consistency, some standard we can go by. So now let me just spice things up by making things look a little better. 20 pixels, 0 pixels, and if I'm going too fast, just check out my last tutorial. You guys are going to understand what all this means. And another thing that we need to do is, since this wrapper is wrapping the entire website, this is also going to have boxes in it. So we need to go ahead and copy this display and turn it into a Webkit box. What we're doing is basically saying, okay, this is a box. Now, the Webkit part is basically part of Google Chrome, so don't worry about that. Just concentrate on display box. We're going to say, okay, this is a box and it can change in size. And it also has children in it. In other words, it also has different elements in it that can also change in size. So now that we tell it that, we can go ahead and change some properties of it. The first is Webkit Box Orient. Now what this property means is the children inside, do you want me to place them left to right or one on top of each other? In other words, I don't want to say block and inline, but for the purposes of this tutorial, that may be kind of a, just think of it like block elements or inline elements. So block elements, since they're placed one on top of each other, we're going to say vertical, if I can spell that right. And this means anything inside this box, basically anything in our website, treat as a block element and don't place it side to side. The other property we want to change on our website is Webkit Box Flex. Now this is basically the meat of this tutorial. We want to give this a value of 1, and this is going to allow our website to be flexible, either shrink or grow in size horizontally. So the value of 1 means flexible, the value of 0 means fixed or not flexible at all, so that's why we want to set that as 1. So after big wrapper, what do we got? Top header. So let me go ahead and copy this piece right there. And top header. Now let's go ahead and make this look a little bit pretty. So basically, what we did right here in big wrapper is change the overall setting for pretty much our entire website. So now we can go ahead and start making everything look pretty. So background, wow, definitely messed that up real good. Background for our top header, and this is where our title and logo go, is, we'll just change that yellow, something very apparent. In border, I actually want to make this pretty thick, like 3 pixels, solid black. Now the reason I'm making it so thick isn't because it's going to look pretty, it's because whenever I show you guys how this website can shrink and grow, it's going to be very clear when I have a real thick border to see it. So that's why I'm making it so thick, in case you were wondering. And for the padding of this, I'm just going to put like 20 pixels, I guess. Why the heck not? Now again, that is where our logo and title are going to go. So after that, what do we got? Top menu. So for top menu, I'm going to go ahead and paste that right there. Let me move my cursor out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to give this a nice thick border, and I'll make this one red. That should be pretty obvious. Background, I think I made it blue last time. And for the color of the stuff inside, I'll make that white. And I think that is all for top menu. However, we do need, if I copy this, the list items in top menu, because remember our fake navigation bar was made up of a bunch of list items. And for that we need a display, and we're just going to set these as inline block. Now remember, whenever you hit the display, you're basically telling it how you want the elements to be lined up. Now inline means position it left and right instead of, one under each other. So that's why, since we want our navigation bar, all those links to be side by side, we want to make those inline elements. So next we want the list style none, and that basically means no bullets or anything. Padding 5 pixels. And what else do we want? Font, I can go ahead and just copy. I think I'm just going to go ahead and copy this font because it's a pretty good looking font and I don't feel like typing all that out. So basically, now that we have the list and basically everything looking pretty, let's go ahead and refresh this and see what we got. So right now, what we have is our main header and our menu taken care of. However, all of this stuff, remember, this article, in this little news section right here, we wrapped in something called, what do we call it, new div. And that is going to be pretty much what I'm going to be talking about, how we can make these things flexible, shrink, and grow. However, it's going to take some time, and I'm going to save that for the next tutorial because I have a lot of new information to throw at you guys, and I don't want to, fill your brains with this tutorial. So stop this tutorial, take a deep breath, and once you are ready, your mind is totally free, move on to the next tutorial where I'm going to be throwing a bunch of new stuff at you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.